Hello! So if you couldn't tell, this video is for people who are both young and atheist. I'm not counting the children who are too young to have thought these issues through and come to a decision. In other words, I'm not talking about default atheists. I'm speaking to those who have studied religion and come to the conclusion that there is probably no God. First of all, welcome to the community. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and relax. You're not going to burn in hell forever. Second, the purpose of this video is to offer advice on how to come out as an atheist to your loved ones when you expect there to be opposition. Let me make absolutely clear here. This is entirely your decision. You should never feel obliged to out yourself to anyone. But maybe you're like me and you want to be open with the people you care about and you want them to accept who you are even if they can't understand it. In which case, stick around. I think one of the major failings of the leaders of the current atheist movement is that they haven't taken time to do what I'm doing now. They haven't done more to prepare the young atheists, especially the ones who are still living at home, to come out to their religious families. They encourage it, certainly, but there's no concrete guideline or words of advice for the young atheist. So I intend to, perhaps it would be a bit arrogant to say fill that void, but at least offer the advice, and then you can take it or leave it. Let me just say right now that I'm not an expert or professional, but I have taken half a dozen psychology courses, and I recently, as in the last few months, came out as atheist to my parental figures, which includes my stepdad and my mom and dad. I also watched my younger sister, who was 15 and also atheist, come out to our mom. See, she had a very different approach than I did, and not surprisingly, she got different results. So that's where I'm basing this advice from. Basically, some educated guesswork. As succinctly as possible, here are our two experiences. I had one serious discussion with each of my parents, and this was the kind of interesting thing. They each came to me independently to speak to me alone. But anyway, I gave my arguments as rationally and calmly as I could, and they went on for quite a while, hours at least, for each one. And by the end of them, they couldn't defeat any of my arguments, and they couldn't answer my questions. We just had to say, we agree to disagree, and the discussion was closed. And I haven't been bothered by them since, though I admit it might be a little bit too early to tell. My sister, on the other hand, encountered a lot of opposition. The arguments she got into with my mom would be drawn out for days at a time, and they still happen sometimes. But the major difference was that I was treated as an adult, and she was treated as a child. Why? It could be the age difference, I'll grant that. It could be that I, not to sound conceited, but I'm more educated in the topics of atheism and religion than she is. I'm also better versed in the rebuttals that atheists can offer to common religious arguments. But I think it was actually something else entirely that tipped the scales in favor of my not being harassed so much. You see, when I brought my atheism to the table, I didn't come as a child coming to her parent. I came as an adult to another adult. I let them have their say, and if they tried to interrupt me while I was speaking, which they did, I requested that they grant me the same favor. I had my reasoning ready. I was willing to entertain their arguments, if for nothing else than for the sake of politeness. And overall, I was very prepared and adult about the issue. My sister, on the other hand, came as a child, and not just any child, as a rebellious child, which is probably the worst thing she could have done. And I think that's why she was given such a hard time about it, and I wasn't. See, people's expectations of you will affect the way that they respond to you. If you appear to be a child to them, you come to them acting like a child, then that's how they're going to treat you. Conversely, if you come to them as an adult, then they might, take a little while to get used to it if that's not how you normally act, but they will eventually have to start responding to you as an adult. It's not easy, I'll be the first to say that, but it's what you have to do if you want to be taken at your word. So that is my advice to young atheists who feel ready to come out to their loved ones who they think will not be accepting of their atheism. Know the arguments often made by religious people. You can study debates on YouTube or go on forums where atheists talk to religious people. Be ready to listen to their arguments fully and then respond with your own. And above all, remain calm. Do not get into a shouting match with them. If you find yourself in the middle of a shouting match or you think you're about to get into one, just tell them, I can't do this right now. We can talk about it later, and walk away. And if they follow you, just keep telling them, I'm not ready to do this right now. And wait until you are. If you feel like they're being unfair and trying to pull the parent card, don't get upset about it, and especially don't say, that's not fair. Just calmly point out where they're pulling rank instead of arguing rationally and logically against your point. You must come to them as an adult if you want to be taken seriously. So that's it. I hope you found the video useful. If you have any further questions, feel free to comment or PM me. And on a side note, if anyone was watching this who has come out to their parents, feel free to do a video response or comment and let us know your experience. Anything we can add to the body of literature and information out there for atheists is a plus. Thank you for watching, and good luck to all of you.